Is it okay if I sit? I'm going to start by telling you just a quick little story about my musical career. I think it was 2009. I was sent on tour for the 2010 Olympic bid. And I had the fortune of traveling with a whole bunch of Olympic athletes. And we toured all the schools in BC, I would talk about my journey to the Junos and how that happened. They would talk about how they made it to the podium. It was beautiful. And one of those places we played was Burns Lake. And it was an elementary school, and one of my nephews was there. He was just a little boy. Years later, I was all sponsored by Alcan Aluminum at the time. Years later, I run into my little nephew, he's a grown boy now. He says, "Uncle, did that album ever go aluminum?" I said, "I think it did." This is one of the songs from that very first album. Master, there's been a change in me. Your winds of change, I know, have set me free. And faster I run to the finish line. Those boyhood things I've all but left behind. Facing me, I like what I see in change. Like a lion waiting, hiding on his prey, I only feel the needs of just that day. But then a red and winding path before me lay. My pride restored, you sent me on my way. I'm facing me, I like what I see in change. Master, I know you're everywhere. They claim you're in their church and over there. But it confuses me to hear the things they say. We seek you and we worship in our own way. You know the wizards came, we had nowhere to hide. They stole our kids, they locked them up inside. And our beliefs, our tongues, our clans almost destroyed. Preaching, gloating, truly overjoyed. I'm facing me. I love what I see in change. In change, in change. Oh, thank you. Wow, I get to follow all these incredible musicians tonight. My name is Marcel. I'm turning 73 years old. I recently had a heart attack, so I'm it's a little bit different playing, you know. But I'm alive, and I'm happy. And I want to thank those people who came from the Caribbean to come to the show tonight. Thank you for coming. I have so many great friends out there. Wanted to talk a little bit about the music and how it evolved. That song was off the first album. It was a Crazy Maker album. And all that album was written at a place called Ormond Lake, west of Prince George, out in Fort Fraser. And it was a horrible time. There was a lot of flooding and there was a lot of things happening. And it was when I met the manager who said, "Marcel, do you want to do an album?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it." And his brother, who was a doctor, invested in it, and I did the first album. To my surprise, it took me right to the Junos. I thought they were kidding me when they called and said, you should be at the Junos. I said, "Why?" They said, "Well, we can't tell you why, but you have to come." That's what they do. So I went there, and it was so cool. I got to sitting there. I was telling somebody the other day that there was this young man sitting next to me, and my sax player over here said, "Do you know who that guy is sitting next to you?" I said, "No." He said, "That's Justin Trudeau." I went, "No way." So I look at this young man sitting next to me. I go, "Can I shake the hand of the future Prime Minister of Canada?" And he says, "I'm a drama teacher in North Van." I said, "That's good training for you." Anyhow, I'd really like to see that guy again. I was right. So anyhow, the songs that I write, you guys, are, I try to do as many different genres as I can when I write, everything from a bit of jazz to blues to everything, but for me, it's the message in it. That was from the first album. This one's from the second one. It's called Talking Rocks, and it's about that monument in the park over there. I'm from the band here, all my history, my mom and Granny Seymour, all my lineage is here. Now I've seen a lot of changes. So this is about that, the monument. Discarded stones lay almost forgotten. Please for help. Desperation almost. Does anyone here to an end. Give us the shirt, the one of the ghost. But on deaf ears it falls, behind elderly wall. Those enemy line, and beneath cloudy sky, they're looking through closing eyes, and everything shy. Then out of the dust rose a man of the cloth. He gathered some stones, he dusted them off. In concrete he knelt, oh, in hunger and thirst. The first shall be last, he cried. Oh, the last shall be first. But on deaf ears it falls, behind elderly wall. Those enemy lines, those bloodlines, and beneath cloudy sky, he's looking through clothing eyes, and everything shy. Gee, Amy had said some pretty powerful stuff up here earlier on. Love to go and do a show with you guys. That would be awesome. Yeah, music for me has changed a lot. I'm on a different journey here, and Betsy Trumpeter and I are writing books, you know. She's writing one and I'm writing one, and we keep threatening to work together, but it never hasn't happened yet, but it will. Yeah, the journey I'm on now, I do a lot of talking, but it's like a song to me when I share a story. This is kind of a sensitive subject in the Indigenous world. And I've always been wanting and drawn to something that I feel is really ancient and old and still has that uniqueness and that originality in it. So I ventured over to Alberta, to the Blackfoot people 15, 16 years ago. And I watched the Piercing Sundance. Oh my God, it was such an incredible thing to be there. And I knew that I couldn't stop going, so for years and years I went. There's somebody in the audience, a few people in the audience that were there too. And this August I went and I pierced for the first time. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a very old ceremony where they cut you and they put the wooden dowels in your chest. And for 4 days you dance. It's called Piercing Sundance. So for 4 days I danced, and my feet were all cut up, and I never suffered so much in my life. There was times when I felt elevated off the ground, and I was floating, and I felt no pain. And I looked around, and there in front of me were all these dancers, there's 18 of us, all attached to the tree, all blowing their eagle whistles, and the drums going, and it's so powerful, and everybody's singing, and I'm elevated. And I guess what it did for me was it gave me a whole new perspective on everything from music to storytelling. It just brought everything in my life a different meaning. It made it complete. And then I had a heart attack. I don't think it was the Sundance, although I was having heart attacks there. But when I got home, I had the big one. Anyhow, all I wanted when I was in the hospital was my pipe, my Sundance pipe. And I would lay it on my chest and down because I didn't think I was going to make it out of there. And then I got COVID and everything, so. But I did. So that's my new journey. So the music is, it's still beautiful and I love it, but something else has taken priority in my life, and I'm very, very at peace with it all. This is about a ceremony. You know, you hear these stories about how the carrier got their name, and they said, well, when we found them, they were carrying bags of bones from their deceased loved ones. No. What they would do is they'd take a little piece of flesh. The medicine man would take a little piece of flesh off the foot of the deceased and put it in a medicine pouch. Like, I mean, you're gonna, what does that smell? Nothing like that. It was so tiny, and it was, anyhow, they'd wear that for a whole year. And then they would go and put it with wherever, and then they were free to marry. Isn't that ironic? The counselors say that if you lose someone, you need at least a year to grieve. So I think we knew that then. This is called Madeline. Moss lay heavy on the ground. The trickster starts scheming on his mound, and Madeline, she'd whisper and then she'd moan, I'm tired, so tired, and I'm all alone. Oh, the memory she held within me, Madeline. I followed her down the trail. She clutched the walking rail. She She shuffled to a halt. She looked around. She untied a buckskin bag and she withdrew a worn-out rag. She raised it to the sky without a sound. I say the memory she held within, Madeleine. Then in a tongue I rarely hear, she beckoned him to come near. I couldn't see the one she was speaking to, but a breeze moved through my hair and I couldn't shift my stare. 'Twas then this handsome man, he came into view. I say the memory she held within, Madeleine. I say the memory she held within, Don't you have to work at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning?
Wouldn't miss it.
I think I'll do one more. I really thank everybody for staying up so late. It's way past my bedtime, I can tell you that. My daughter goes to bed at 8 o'clock every night. Now I can see why. So my grandson's back there and he said, "Mom, tell Grandpa to play this sweat." So I'm going to try it. I haven't done it for a while. The smell of the sweet grass is covering me. The dancers in trances so methodically. Not even distractions can lead us astray. We'll sing the same stories in a new kind of way. Hey. Yeah, there's cries from the cities and into the town. Political promise trying to smother the sound. The once even wealthy unbolting their doors, afraid that soon they join rank with the poor. Yeah. Yeah, the salmon are dying, they got nowhere to lay. The trees are infected with a chemical spray. But I still believe that we can find a new way if we live for tomorrow and not just today. And we'll sweat today. Yeah, we'll sweat, okay. Yeah, we'll sweat today. You know we'll sweat, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Guy. Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you for staying, everybody.